Hey, what's going on? Melissa Kibler here. Welcome to today's training this wonderful Friday. And the question I have for you today is, does it seem to take forever to build up relationships, to kind of expand that network? Does it seem to take forever to build up those relationships and to strengthen those connections online? Let me know below. Let me know if you're watching live and where you're tuning in from. If you're watching the replay, drop a replay. For those of you that are unfamiliar with who I am, my name is Melissa Kibler, and I help entrepreneurs and network marketers to really get on the fast track using simple and effective social media strategies. So once again, let me know who you are and where you're tuning in from if you're watching live and if you're watching the replay. And I want to, this actually came up, I was watching a training from actually one of my fellow colleagues the other day. And so this is gonna kind of help you to really get on the fast track of really strengthening and expanding, strengthening those relationships faster, having stronger relationships with your audience. And I'm actually going to break down a 7-step formula to help you to really command your audience's attention. And this was a statistic that my colleague had shared the other day. I'm going to share that with you as well, is that in 2018, $11 billion was spent at the box office. Who loves to watch movies? I'm going to tie into what this has to do with your business, how this is going to affect your relationships and commanding really your audience's attention. So let me know in the comments, do you love to watch movies? And because this is just the facts, this is the stats, that $11 billion was spent at the box office. So where am I getting with this, right? With the whole movie thing, with the box office, and who really cares, right? Who really cares about this? But here's what I found, and here's what we're finding, especially how this ties into your business on social media, is that we love to be entertained, do we not, right? We love to be entertained. We love to be part of that experience. So of course, people are still gonna go to the movies to be a part of that experience, right? But how does that have to do anything, how does that have to do with our business? How can we use these stats and the same exact kind of mindset of video and entertainment in our business to capture and really to command our audience's attention when it comes to building up our business online? So I want you to think about this for a minute. If you're building up your business online, what are some ways right now that you are currently using to interact with your audience? What are some ways that you're using on social media, just ways that you're able to communicate and to develop those relationships, to even expand your audience and to nurture those relationships that you have already? Let me know in the comments below if you have any insight to that. But I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've been noticing and how we're able to really entertain and to really have the ability to communicate and engage with our audience. So, hey Kelly, how are you today? So we can do this online through Facebook Lives, whether you love them or you hate them. That's just one really, really awesome resource of, the fastest way that we can really connect with our audience is through Facebook Lives. We also can interact through posting, right? We can do posts, success stories, share, our general story, testimonial, our knowledge, just giving back that value in general. We can do that and interact and engage with our audience through blogs and emails. So how many of you would love to learn a simple and effective 7-step formula to really help you formulate stories? And why, again, stories is so important because people love, again, to be entertained. So how can we bring that into our business? How can we really share our stories effectively? Because once you're able to really nail this formula down and do this effectively, you will be amazed at how you're able to really get through that message to your audience, to your prospects, and how you're gonna really be able to command their attention and really get them to pay attention to what you have to offer. Would that be cool or what, right? How many of you would love to learn a 7-step formula? So let's break this down, okay? Because this takes, a certain, some certain steps in the right order, right? In the right order to really help you deliver your story to others, right? People relate well to stories, especially if you can really relate, especially if they're going through the same thing that you're going through, and I'm going to keep this business related, right? So if you've gone through some pains and some challenges along the way in your business and you've discovered something and you're learning how to move past those, if you can share your story, people will be able to relate to you easier, right? They're like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I'm going through right now, and this may be able to help me too, right? So hello, David. Thank you for joining me live, listening in again. Awesome. Glad to have you on live. So get ready to take some notes if you don't have a pen and paper in front of you right now, because I'm going to give you this formula. Otherwise, you're going to have to come back and watch this replay, okay? So number one, when you're storytelling, and think about, the same goes for movies. When we go to watch a movie, there's always a character, right? So as far as your business goes, you are that character. Does it have to be you all the time? Sometimes if you get started in your business and say you've gotten started on your product, but you haven't really noticed anything yet, you can use somebody else's story too. Don't forget that. You don't always have to have those results yourself, but if you know of an upline or a crossline, or if you know of a family member that was taking your product, or a friend, or just somebody else in your community on Facebook, right? The Facebook groups, you can share other people's stories. But where I'm getting at with this is, number one, you need to have a character. So whether that be you, your family, your upline, somebody's story, somebody's journey that you are sharing with other people, okay? Number two, as with any plot in a movie or in a story, there always usually is a problem. Otherwise, nobody most likely isn't going to pay attention because it's going to come across as boring, right? But usually they stay connected and tuned in because of the problem, and they're like, well, how did you overcome that? What happened? Right? There's always this cliffhanger of like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen, and how is this going to get sorted out? So number two is you need to have a problem, okay? There is no story out there that doesn't really have a problem early on, and it's important to deliver and to speak that problem early on with your fans and your audience to, again, gain curiosity. And it may be a pain that they are trying to work through. So for example, this Facebook Live, in the description, I had put out that, do you want to create faster, stronger relationships with your audience? Some people just don't like the small talk, but they're running out of their warm market. They have nobody else to talk to about their business. They're finding on social media, who has time to spend all day on social media fishing through groups for that awesome new business partner or prospect that could use, your product, right? We just don't have that time. That is a pain. That's a problem that a lot of us network marketers have, even in so many other different businesses, right? So that's the problem. So you want to grab their attention early on, and to pique that curiosity, I let you know that I will help you discover a 7-step formula to get over that pain or problem. I'm going to give you that solution. I gave you that early on for you to stick around and learn what that is. That's what you want to try to do in your storytelling with your audience. Think about your business, what your intention and goal is with that business, and who your ideal target market is, so you can use the same strategy, okay? Hopefully, are you following along with me? Let me know below if this is making sense, okay? So number one, you need to have a character. Number two, you need to have and identify what that problem is, okay? Number three is, usually with the problem, you have come across somebody, whether it's somebody that you have met, whether it is something that has helped you, whether it's maybe you read a book, or maybe you read an article, or maybe it's a product that you tried, maybe it was a blog post that you read that you discovered something new to help you build your business. Something that has guided you, it could be a mentor. It sparks an idea, and it sparks an idea that will move you. So if I'm going through a pain or a challenge and I come across something that sparks me, that relates to me, it's something that moved me, right? That I'm relating to. So now I need to formulate a plan, which leads me into number 4 is having a plan. Still listening? Awesome, David. So having a plan. So we have this pain, right? And now we found something that could help us. Now we have to come up with a real strategic plan or something that we might do that can help us get over that challenge or that pain that we're experiencing, okay? So now, which leads us to number 5 is, okay, now you've discovered this new awesome plan. So as far as, your business or network marketing, and you don't have people to talk to, but now you've discovered this really awesome online strategy, right? Now you have somewhat of a plan, okay? You know what to do because it's what you've learned. So now number 5 is you have the choice. You are going to make the decision to take action or to take inaction. It's either one of the two things. You're either going to decide to move and get yourself out of it, or you're just going to let it, sit there and let fear maybe creep up and take over and not do a darn thing. That differentiating factor is going to result in your success, believe it or not, okay? That's really the defining factor of your success. So number 7, number 5 is inaction or action. That's the choice. And then number 6 is, okay, does this action that you're going to take, does this action or inaction, does it result in success? So that's a question you're going to have to ask yourself. Is this action or inaction going to result in success in my business? Or number 7, the flip side, does this action or inaction, result in failure? So that's something that you have to start thinking about. So when you're telling a story, it's all about being relatable. It's all about, the results. It's really having that story resulting in a character transformation. Okay. It's helping people along that same journey. And usually to really help you with your story, it's really identifying your life right now. Think about where you're at. Think about all the pains and the struggles and the challenges, right, that you have gone through. What have you used at this point to help overcome them? Was it somebody that you talked to? Was it a book that you read? Was it an event that you went to? Okay, what was it for you that helped you to get over that thing? Now, if you're sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, well, I've had a lot of problems and struggles and challenges and failures along the way, but I haven't found that solution yet. Maybe you're still in your business thinking, I'm still not rank advancing. I'm still stuck. I still can't talk to, find enough people to talk to. People are dropping off like crazy. I still don't have a system that duplicates. If you're still sitting here thinking, oh my gosh, I have all these problems, well, you have to start asking yourself, what might you do about it? Where can you turn to? Who can you ask? Think about those people. I know these people out there that are having success. Turn to them, follow them, ask questions, surround yourself by them. Guys, this is why I attend so many events, because I am just bombarded and surrounded by the people that lift me up and that inspire me. And when you continue to stay in that negative state and you decide to place your focus on those struggles and challenges and setbacks, where do you think that's going to take your business? That's going to bring you right down. And that's not at all, going to get you out of that stuck state. But if you make the choice to go ask for help, to go read those books, to get into, these groups on Facebook that relate to where you're at or anything like that. If you're surrounding these people that are having success and that seem like they have the answers, where might you think that your business is going to go? Imagine what your business is going to look like, right? When you start focusing your energy on where you want it to go rather than, the failures and the negative. You want to stay up here, right? In the positive and have that mentality, right? So here's the thing. What happens if you struggle with storytelling? What happens if you struggle with sharing your story, right? So if you've ever felt like that, like I have the story, but yet you feel like you're kind of holding back and you're staying in this shell and you feel like you can't just let it out. If you feel like that, trust me, try the 7-step formula to formulate, like a story. You have a beginning, a middle, and end point. You have where, the rise in the story and, the problem and how you're overcoming it. If you talk in story, right, people are going to be able to relate to you. You're not making stuff up at all, right? This is reality. You're being honest. You're being vulnerable. You're being genuine. So if you are able to use this 7-step formula to help formulate your story, this is gonna help your story to really have an impact on your followers, on your fans, on your potential prospects, okay? So here's some bonus tips. And again, I think my mentor and colleague, Becky Graff, she read a book, and I forgot what the book was called when she shared this the other day, but I just thought this was brilliant because we hear about the art of storytelling all the time, and really this is gonna really set yourself apart in your business amongst everybody else that's promoting the same product and that's promoting the same opportunity, right? And it really comes down to that unique factor, and that's you. That's you and your story, and nobody can change that. Nobody can copy you. Nobody can have your own same exact story. That's the defining factor. That is what's going to set yourself apart. That is why I'm on this page and teaching about effective, really easy and effective social media strategies. I teach attraction marketing and branding. We want to brand ourselves, our uniqueness, right? And not our company and our products. We get people to attract to us that way, okay? People don't join your products or company, they will join you. So here are some bonus tips when it comes to formulating your story. Number one is your story needs to have a structure. You make sure that you kind of like plot it out in your head. Your story needs to have a structure. Number two, it's got to be clear. It's definitely got to be clear, and it's got to follow a series of events. And then number three, make sure you tell a complete story. Don't leave out any of the pieces. People don't like to be guessing and making assumptions, right? They want to know all of the pieces. So make sure that you tell a complete story. And number four, make sure your stories are true. People are definitely going to know when they're not. They're definitely going to know when you're fake and not genuine. So make sure that they're real. Make sure that you are being your authentic self, okay? Make sure that they are true. So, and here's the thing too, if they read your story, if they hear your story and come across, if you're delivering that in a Facebook Live, and if they read your story and hear you, and if it's not true, think about that impact that you're going to have on somebody else. Here you're trying to expand your network. You're trying to build up your list, and expand, make more friends, and that whole thing, right? So think about if you're not speaking truth, think about how that can impact you. How might they then think about you, right? Are they really going to continue to follow you? Are they going to join you as a customer or a business partner if they feel like they can't trust you? If they feel like you're being inauthentic to who you really are? So it definitely helps to build up that know, like, and trust factor. So here's my last little tidbit I want to leave with you today is think about, we hear stories all the time, right? We're always in life, right? The people that we meet, the people that we come across. If you're in a network marketing company, you're hearing stories. You're hearing of awesome success stories of people rank advancing and making, a couple $1,000 extra a month. You're hearing that success story of maybe them being able to leave their full-time job to be able to stay home with their kids with the opportunity and the income that they have coming in. You're hearing success stories in your groups of customers that have been on your product and now have had a health transformation, and maybe now they're getting off prescription medications and all of that, right? They're feeling fit. They feel like they can run around with their family again, right? So you're hearing these stories all the time. Here's what I want you to do is when you're listening and hearing these stories, whether it's in real life, whether it's in movies, wherever it is that you're hearing stories around you in life, apply it to your own life. Think about how that might apply to your own life. That's going to form a deeper connection. And that's exactly what it's going to do for you in your online business. When you're sharing stories online and when people can hear your story, that's going to form a deeper connection with you, right? We want to build up that know, like, and trust factor between the two of you, right? The people that we're trying to, expand and form that relationship with. So they're going to deepen that connection with you. And what that's also going to be able to do is that's going to help to increase your influence. In order for people to buy from you, you start to create this influence over people. You start to strengthen, that credibility factor. It also strengthens your brand as well. So this was extremely valuable to you. Let me know if you found value in this, hashtag value in the comments below, and let me know your biggest takeaway. Let me know what you've learned from this live training. I'd love to hear it. And again, if you're watching the replay, I'm gonna come back and make sure I give you a shout out and make sure I say hello. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching today. I appreciate you so, so much. Make sure you go out and have an awesome day, a wonderful weekend, and I will talk soon. Take care, bye-bye.